Hi, this is Irina Shea, and this is part of our Wealth and Wisdom video series. Today, we're going to talk about should I fund my house into my revocable living trust? I'm going to share my screen with some thoughts. Okay, so this presumes, of course, that you have created a revocable living trust and not a will. So let's just touch on that. A revocable living trust is a living, breathing document you set up while you're alive, and it can hold assets during your life, notably during a period of future incapacity, and says who gets what and when after you die. Okay? This is different than a will. If you have a simple will, this video does not apply to you. Okay? So, if you have a revocable living trust, should you fund your house into it? Is a question we often get. It, of course, depends. So, if titled jointly with husband, wife, the answer is not yet. No. Why? One of you dies, the other spouse instantly owns it by operation of law. Title passes instantly at the death of the first spouse. Okay, so there's not an indicator to do it yet. Um, if titled in sole name, so the widow or the widower at this point, then yes, by all means, at that point, you're the sole owner of your home. If you want to avoid future probate, although it's not that complicated in New Jersey, at least, you would want to deed it into the survivor's revocable living trust. How do you do this? Deed with a local real estate lawyer in the county, state where the home is located. Okay, so if it's in Morris County, New Jersey, use a Morris County real estate lawyer. If it's in Rockland County, New York, or Dutchess County, New York, use a county lawyer there. These are deeds that are typically recorded electronically, and there are some local ins and outs, but it's a pretty basic function. Couple caveats. If you are age 62 plus and plan to sell within, I don't know, 3, 4 years, let's just say within 3 to 4 years, then no. Why? Okay. In New Jersey, there is a senior seller exemption available to individuals, but not their trusts. So if you're about to sell it, just hold on to it in your own name. Sell it and get your senior seller exemption. It could be a few $1,000s. And then when you move, if you buy a new place, you can title it in the revocable trust at that time. You can hold the cash in the revocable trust. You can do a whole lot of things, but don't miss out on the senior seller exemption. If your house is already in the revocable living trust, you can deed it out, get the senior seller exemption that way. Okay. Um, if you are solo senior on your own without children or spouse, if you are over, say, the age of 75, etc., it's a yes, okay? Because you're going to need somebody to help manage that house if you lose capacity. So that tilts toward a yes. If you own a condo outside of New Jersey, so this is typically Florida, South Carolina, Delaware, whatever. Yes, title that property in your revocable trust to avoid what is called ancillary probate. Ancillary probate means you die in the state of New Jersey as a domiciliary of New Jersey, but there's real property in a second state. You're going to have to deal with their probate rules and do a whole second probate. Not you, your executor, which is your adult child, or your trustee is going to have to deal with it. So if it's held in a revocable trust, it will transfer much more seamlessly without ancillary probate. Okay. So these are all factors in determining whether or not you should fund your house into your revocable trust. You should know that you still control the house as your own trustee, as trustee. It does not interfere with your mortgage. Again, these are revocable living trusts. The grantor trusts mirror image of you, so they don't affect your mortgage. And you're still the sole trustee while you're alive and you have mental capacity. So it's not divesting you of an asset that you no longer have control over. Revocable living trusts are very, very flexible. So those are often questions as well. They present as concerns, but they're really not. The concerns are essentially 1 through 7. So we talk about all these scenarios in our consultations. So if you would like to learn more, simply go to our website at irinashea.com, click the Get Started tab, and there are no charges for our initial consultations. Thanks.